This week had me Google searching second career options for teachers. What's going on? It's Kyle Thain here, aka Mr. Thain, and this is the week in the life of a teacher. So yeah, it was one of those weeks. I'm not gonna lie to you. Someone took off their shoe and threw it at me today. So that was that was fun. I'm maintaining my sanity by compartmentalizing, I think you could call it. So when I'm here, I'm Mr. Thain, and when I'm at home, I'm me. You know, this is my 6th year of kindergarten, and I'm seeing some stuff I've never seen before. I'm seeing a lot of anger. I'm seeing a lot of very, very immature behavior, a lot of copycat behaviors. And it's just the way it is. I am doing everything I can to try to fix some things, and I'm having some successes. You know, it's not all rough waters. We have some good times. I had some conversations this week and some vlogs. I'm gonna put some clips in here on what happened in case you missed it. If you did already see it, feel free to skip ahead a little bit, but Tuesday was probably one of the worst days ever. When did school, I must have missed something, okay? When a student is choosing to misbehave, when did that become the teacher's fault? Like, I get that there are things that we can do as teachers to help prevent students from misbehaving. We can have incentives, rewards, our tone of voice, engaging the students in learning, building relationships with students. But when all those things, the previous criteria, have been met, when did we switch from, I just don't know. Yesterday I did a video on my behavior management. I was asking, I was asked a question about it, about consequences, and I told you that, yeah, I'm very reflective, and when I make a mistake, I know I make the mistake, and I try to fix that. Or if there's something that I know that I can do better or differently to help my students succeed, I'm gonna do it. The last thing I think about before I go to bed is teaching. The first thing I think about when I wake up is teaching. I don't have any control of that. This is what I do. When I do something, I put everything into it. I put my heart and soul into teaching. And I don't know when we turned into I don't know if this is like this for you or not. It could be wrong. It could be different for you. But I know that when I was a kid, if I misbehaved so badly that the teacher needed me out of the room, it was never brought up to the teacher. It was not, oh, what was the teacher doing wrong? No, it's you are being so bad that you had to be kicked out of class. That's it, right? Like it's not. If a child is misbehaving or being so unsafe or disruptive that the teacher's last resort is calling the office to have that child removed, I just have a hard time seeing where that is, something that the teacher can control. I mean, if the teacher does everything up to that point to, try to get the student on board, but the reality is sometimes kids are just gonna misbehave. So let me give you a little bit of insight. Just a little bit of the behaviors that I'm dealing with. Here's one. Boy turns, they're actively engaged in something. Everybody's doing a thing, okay? We're actively engaged. Boy turns around in his seat, looks at somebody at another table, and yells at him, "Boy, you ugly." And I obviously hear it, and of course the kid that he called ugly started to get visibly upset. So I went to the boy who said that, and I said, "You need to apologize to him. You need to apologize to him right now." And he looks at me and goes, "No!" So he had his warning. I wrote his name on the board. That's my system. It's his warning. And I said, "You can't treat people like that. Remember, treat others how you want to be treated. We don't call people names in this classroom." And he stood up and he flipped his chair over and said, "I freaking hate this school." and just started running around my room. So I called the office and I had him removed. I'm not sure what else to do in that situation, but the problem is I fear that that is becoming the culture of my classroom. Kids start to see that, and students who are lower on the developmental level as far as their development as humans are going to start to mimic those behaviors, and that's when it really becomes a problem, and I'm starting to see a little bit of that. So I'm not exactly sure how to fix it. I mean, praising the kids who aren't flipping chairs, I guess, or calling names or flipping people off or throwing shoes at other people would probably be a good start. But me not overreacting and getting angry, I think, is probably the best as well. Me maintaining my mental health throughout the whole thing, because you could, you know, what's going on could be enough to drive a teacher out of the teaching profession, if you will. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about it. But what keeps me going is my students who are here for learning, and the students who do love learning and love me and love each other. Those are the kids that really keep me going. And it's kind of like the attitude of, I'm having a good day today. It's Friday. I got my comfortable y'all gonna make me lose my mind shirt on. I'm having a good day today. If you're not gonna get on the good day train with me, then sorry, that's your choice. There's the door. You know, that's just kind of the attitude that I have. And overall, I felt pretty good about today, even though, yes, someone threw their shoe at me, and yes, somebody ran out of the classroom when they just, it is what it is, and it's mostly contained. It's about 2 students that do that and a couple others that sometimes copy some of the immature behavior, but everything's in place. We got behavior management plans started and parents involved and this and that. The problem is that until it's solved, I have to just manage what's going on in this controlled chaos, I guess you could call it. The problem also is, the thing about it is, if you're experiencing anything similar, remember, it's not you. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. I cannot make someone not call someone else a name. I cannot make somebody not flip their chair up. And these are deep-seated issues that some of these students are having, and I am not qualified to deal with them. I'm qualified to teach. That's it. I'm not a social worker. I'm not a counselor. I cannot give them what they need, but we have resources for them. All I can do is provide a learning environment that's conducive to learning. That's being destroyed. So, yeah, that's slowly being whittled away to nothing, which is making me a little bit anxious, but again, I just need to let everybody know that that's not acceptable. And when you do stand up and flip your chair and say, whatever, I freaking hate this school, and then run around, that's when you have to leave. Because the other kids need to see that that's happening every time, so they don't do it themselves. But the real problem, another problem is, so say you have a kid do that and they get removed, and then they fix, like they're calm, and they come back and join the class and they do what they're supposed to do, and then okay, it's recess time. How are you going to tell a kid that has been good for the past hour that they're not going to get to recess because of something that they did 2 hours earlier? It's not going to help, because then they're going to be mad all over again. It's not going to help me. So, but the problem is the other kids see him still getting recess, and they can say, oh wait, he did all that and he still gets recess. This doesn't make any sense. So that's one of my conundrums. I don't know what you guys think. If there's any social workers out there that are listening, or school counselors, or anybody that can give me any advice, it would be appreciated, because I feel like if I know that if I took his recess for something that he did, I mean, albeit insane what he did, that it would not help him have a better afternoon, which is ultimately what I want. I want him to have a good afternoon. I don't want his morning to affect his afternoon. But know that things are in place. We're going to be starting new interventions. We haven't decided on them yet. We have to meet on them first. So I'm trying to take care of everything logistically on my end to sort of get the chains moving faster, I guess. But if you have any tips or ideas or strategies, or if you're feeling the same way, just like I wanted to say, it's really not, we can't control anybody. We can just control how we react. That's the bottom line, end of story. That's it. So I hope your week was better than mine. Thanks for watching. Find your gift, share it with the world, and remember, you are worth it. See you tomorrow.